Why there's a draft coming straight this way. It's Happy Earth Day here in the Spick and Span studio, so we're getting a little...
Is it Earth Day?
Yeah, it's Earth Day. I think it's the 22nd. I mean, I could be wrong.
Well, it is the 22nd.
Today is the 22nd. It's also Happy Spick and Span Day. It's also Happy Andor, Happy Tuesday. Andor, this new Star Wars show comes out today. That's gonna be good. Kyle and I were just talking about different shows that we're kind of watching. He rewatched the season 5 of Yellowstone before he realized about 6 episodes in. Then he's like, I think I've already seen all these ones.
Yeah, I forgot it's the same season.
two split 2.
Out.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, welcome to another fun edition Tuesday. We're live, right? Can you guys hear us and see us and everything? Didn't ask that question first. And yep, okay, we look good. So we've been working hard here, catching up on a lot of shipments, and because we've had a lot of past winners, and a couple of people have messaged us on the Instagram wondering where their prizes were, and then I had to remind a couple of people that if your full name is not, if your address and name don't match what your screen name is, then it's hard to figure out who won. So if you're Captain Flavortown on YouTube, but your name is Kyle Spicka in real life, then I don't know. Call Captain Flavortown.
Miss out.
That was his high school.
You keep going. You just let it go. That one did not hit.
Make sure to have accurate information so our social media manager, Mr. Doc himself, can make sure to get you guys dialed in. So anyway, big thanks to everybody for tuning in on another Tuesday. We've got layout drop happening tomorrow. Still, the NXL has not responded to any of our calls or emails in regards to launching it one day sooner. I guess they said that they did not want to give PB Fit any more advantage than they already have. So. Seriously, he said that actually.
He did?
Last year. He's like, the fit guys are just going to set that up like the day. It used to be, that Randy and Bart are just going to get out there a day early. And I was like, no, they aren't. And then he's like, the fit guys are just going to set it up that night. Yeah. They have it set up. Like when it drops tomorrow, they're playing on it on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Loki Lord, I know candles are bad for you. I'm with,
we can see it?
I think so. It's
not a candle.
It's incense. Oliver sent it. Like one stick of incense is like smoking like five cigarettes. So I figure it's a lot. Yeah, they're pretty bad for you. Yeah. But
it's a very small stick.
It's a small stick. It's just 10 cigarettes. So thank you, Doc. Which one's a sick hoodie? His is a sick hoodie. This is a sick hoodie. We got sick hoodies out. And I forgot what I was saying. I lost my train of thought. See, that's what this thing's doing to me. We got a lot of mosquitoes in here, so we're just trying to smoke them out right now, and then that way we can whack them.
That would work.
I think it does. It works with bees at least. I saw some guy on social media smoked out this beehive, but he had this big torch. He was wearing like a biker's helmet with like duct tape around it to like make his own beehive or bee suit. So anyway,
it comes with a fortune.
Here's the instructions. This is what it says. It says, do not. This right here.
Do not add more tariffs.
No, it says, do not burn inside. Chance of death. So, we got a really cool show. Anybody here, a comment below if you guys saw the All That Matters premiere last night. I actually didn't even know it was a live premiere. I kept getting tagged in all these things and I just kept reposting, but I didn't know it was like the whole thing. So, make sure you guys watch it. If you already watched it once, make sure you watch it again because it's coming out in 4K. We also have Mikko Huhtinen coming on, who was the director and a lot of the brains behind the film. And we're going to talk about a lot of the different aspects, how it was shot, the desire behind it, and like the need and why like paintball needs this type of content now, right? Obviously, long form content is very difficult for people to always consume. Obviously, aside from Spick and Span Show on Tuesdays, but it's pretty good. Damn, Doc, you watched it 3 times already. You got a lot of time on your hands, my friend. Shout out to Sun ID in the house. Everybody else who is tuning in here. I see you, Julian Velasquez in the house. Also, big shout out to all of our show supporters: Steve Segovia, Doc, Bobby, Denzel. We really appreciate you guys tuning in every week, liking the show, subscribing to the show channel. To your support here really helps keep us going. Make sure you guys are at least subscribed and give it a little thumbs up. Kyle, breathe. We out here. Actually, Kyle, I found this incense right here, and I was like, I'm bringing this to KB. He's gonna want it. And then we're like, should we just light one of these things? Keep the mosquitoes out, and now we're just sucking it down right now.
I like Palo Santo, like the wood sticks.
I've got some of those. You want one?
Yeah.
Harry gave me like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
burn those like twice a day in my house.
I got you. There we go. This thing is actually kind of cool too. This little corroded thing that we're burning this out of, this is actually from Tibet, like from a monk in Tibet.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I acquired this on one of my journeys. It's completely oxidized, but this has got some meaning behind it. There's actually a lion's tooth inside of there. So this is a lion's tooth.
Whoa.
Yeah. I got this in Africa. So this is like a weird little tray, and these I was all sitting in this little thing that I got from IKEA when I was in high school or college or something like that. Some good little sounds. Palo Santo. I think Palo Santo is also a subscriber to the show, so shout out to Palo Santo for being a subscriber to the show. Also, big thank you to Gen X Global. We just actually shipped out a bunch of stuff. We've got like a pile of about 15 boxes and bags of prizes down here that are going to go to the post office tomorrow, and a bunch of them are loaded up with Gen X goodie bags. I actually just finally took my very first Gen X pod bag to like put my dirty clothes in. These things are super handy.
Yeah, they are.
But they put pods in them. You can put your dirty laundry in them. I always see people doing it, and then I'm like, you know, I need one of these things.
Yeah, they're great for that.
Thanks, Gen X. Thank you, Gen X. Also, big thank you, Kyle Tigerwear. We got beanies going out. We have tons of these beanies that we just gave away. We got a couple more to give away today on this show. Maybe just use them to like kind of. It's funny because the door's right there. It feels like it would be
supposed to be like
this close.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like the draft should be going that way. Why?
Maybe we just put it back there.
Maybe let's just put it on the ground over there.
Yeah.
It's a little much.
Just like going straight into my.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I like it like in the room, but
it's like we're actually smoking it. So, yeah, where were we here? Let's move the Wi-Fi over here a little bit. We're smoking out the Wi-Fi too. Yeah, so big thank you to Kyle, Tigerwear, HORMESIS, the boys from NECTR, juicing us up. Everybody's getting some NECTR pouches in there as well. Gen X prizes, and of course, Junior and Gina from BFPGear.com sponsoring Question of the Day. They got a really good one today from Miko. Also, just the best place to shop online for your merch, whether it be JT merch, it's whatever you need. Dynasty gear, some Field One Forces, even some Eclipse guns, whatever you want to get, guys, get it from BFPGear.com. And then finally, belated happy birthday to our favorite lawyer. It's not Chris Shear, it's Pate Smith. And Pate Smith Law. He just had his 40th birthday. Yeah. Looked like a ripper. I saw him his picture today as he was coming home in his Uber, and I was like,
"Yeah, having a lot of fun."
I was like, looks like you're glad to be home. He's like, I was ready to go. So back to work for Pate and Pate Smith Law. So I want to thank you for the support. And we actually, I don't think we figured out the move of the event and all that from the last one. So we got to get going on that. Let's see if we can chase.
Not? I thought
not move of the finals, did we? Or maybe we did. Did we, guys?
Maybe we didn't.
I don't know. I think there was something good. I don't know. Loki Lord, you will not piss hot if you use NECTR pouches. No, it's clean. It's clean. So yeah, we had that show, the All That Matters. We've shown a couple of previews from it, and then there was a premiere at World Cup, which we all discussed, and they did a little director's cut. So this is actually a different version than what you found at World Cup. So it was pretty cool. I liked Yosha's beginning intro. That's like a pretty powerful little piece. I did see someone comment online though, and I'm going to talk to Miko a little bit about it. It was like, it was more like a mashup. Only all. Man, I kind of wish I screenshot it because I couldn't disagree more with the comment. But it was they were just kind of talking down on it, like there was no storytelling in it. Like, Did you not watch it? Like it was literally a story.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a story following specific players and individuals' lives in paintball and explaining all that matters to them.
Yeah.
Which is like, it couldn't be more of a story than what that was. So I thought it was kind of interesting how that person was like, meh, you know, like what kind of paintball content are you consuming that is so much more, you know, robust and influential. So I mean, I thought it was a terrific storytelling. Then I think they watched, didn't listen. I think you might be right there, Steve. That's actually a really good point. You could have just been kind of like had it on in the background as you're, you know, playing on your phone. And look, no knock there, because that's pretty much how I do. I literally was working last night watching that new Mobland show. I watched 2 episodes, and I was on my computer, like, you know, working. So like, was that show good? I don't know. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Denzel, those are the type of people who think the Marvel movie should be movie of the year.
or Alex's magazine, like, just pictures in there.
Yeah, Alex's magazine
articles.
sucks. Yeah, it's just like a bigger magazine that's more difficult to walk around with. How am I supposed to put it in my backpack?
I can't put it in my backpack.
Yeah, how am I supposed to put it in my clear backpack? Yeah, so anyway, short bus, exactly. So I don't know. I put in the comments below and let us know what you think it's going to be like. Also, Harry asked me, are we going to be doing legal beagle betting and the pick'ems? And we got to do the pick'ems. We absolutely have to do the pick'ems. So we'll start that off. Huh?
We didn't do it last event.
No, we didn't. So why don't we do this? I think there's a better way to do this. Like I can print it out. Actually, this is what we need to do. I need some help here.
I'm gonna use ChatGPT.
ChatGPT to put the brackets out.
Yeah, let me ask.
See
if it knows.
So I don't think ChatGPT can pull real-time data.
I think it can.
Oh, my Grok can't do that.
Let's see.
Grok girl can't do it. So what we need to do is we need to get that all set up. Then we need to get the players. Obviously, Steve, you're in. Chris Sautel, you're in. I think Joel's usually in. We got a handful of guys. Steve has already won, I think, every single time. So we got to get the legal beagle betting going here. Obviously, completely legal, completely beagle. And we'll get our picks going for prelims, and then we'll get. I'll kind of look back here and see what on my notes exactly what was going on. I think $25 buy-in is usually what we do. We'll get Rainey, we'll get Meter, we'll get all the regulars and the usuals. Can you do pro brackets for Major League Paintball 25? Oh, you can just do it just like that? What?
Yeah.
Okay, but we need.
I do the paid version of ChatGPT, which is $20. But I'm surprised it did this because, just like I showed you earlier,
you didn't even give it too much to work with.
Yeah, no that I.
Yeah, I know, Steve Segovia, you haven't won. Well, actually, I will point out, Steve, that you've won a lot on the show, though.
This can make a whole spreadsheet.
Yeah, so we need to do that. Let's get it. We do a pick'em with like. I just need the win-loss for the schedule for Friday and Saturday. Do the schedule. Give me a win-loss column on who, and then we'll figure it out. Yeah. Is Force going to Doghouse Video? Dude, we need you in our studio, my friend. Doghouse Video. Steve Segovia, I will say, though, you do win pretty big on the show right here. I was actually just, your name was just popped up on here, and your win column on this show is pretty robust, my friend. Also, big shout out to Mr. Patch, Paul Vincent. This hat right here is yours. You won this on the show last week, and I actually even put your name right here in green, so I got to make sure I bring this out there. And then I do want to tell everybody I've got a cool project that I'm working on that's coming out, and as always, there are Easter eggs hiding around in the elements of this studio, the Doghouse Studios, that you can possibly find some artifacts in here that maybe you'll be able to see what maybe a sneak peek of what's going on. I actually had those 3 ice goggles right here before they were released. They were hiding in the background, so that's pretty cool. Got a lot of cool stuff going on here. But no, Steve Sant is actually, I think, the winner in the Legal Beagle betting column. So let's see here. We've got Orlando does, Kyle, Steve Smith, Steve Segovia, Colt, Damian Meter, Rainey, Patrick Patrick Pepe. Paget. Patrick P. So this is how I did it before. So I just put like, this is, if you could kind of like, this is how I did it before. So I can kind of just do this over again.
No, we can get.
Yeah, let's get ChatGPT. Lando, money incoming. All right. Let's see.
Screenshot that for me.
Screenshot it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Control F4 or whatever.
Okay. Do you want me to screenshot it or just copy it? Can you just put an image in?
Just
I can
put
I can just send you the sheet.
hit Shift Command 4.
Yeah, I got you.
And then just do that.
Okay.
And
then send this to you.
Airdrop that to me.
Dude. Oh, not sure if you've noticed, but Kyle has a new computer.
Oh yeah. Where's Quake Insurance?
Let's go. Let's go.
Came through.
Mark C, how Damien putting work and getting more work on the field. Would Dynasty be interested in picking him up again? Yeah, I mean, obviously Damien's a great guy, and he's getting better and better. So without a doubt, I think that he could have, an opportunity. Also, there is that event in June in Utah, the Aftershock versus Dynasty event at Vendetta Paintball. You can check it out, vendettapaintball.com, get tickets to come and watch. And I think we're going to probably have to add a couple bodies onto the roster. So Damien is definitely high up on that list for getting guys. I think you're going to probably have practice. Otherwise, we might need to get you too. 15 balls a second. You want to come?
Maybe.
We'll talk about it this weekend. Yeah, we will definitely need more bodies. That is absolutely for sure. So, where'd that thing go? I screenshotted it. Oh, here it is. Nope. What's this? Do it again. So, yeah, there it is. So yeah, we're gonna. Damien's definitely on there, and we have. We already have a Damien. His name's Harry. And then for sure, what loader we're gonna use is we're gonna use a Halo. We'll definitely use the Halo because that's what can keep up on everything. That's for sure what we need. And spin the wheel or oh yeah, maybe we'll spin the wheel and get a couple of champs to come out for that one. But yeah, I mean, I think Oliver. I mean, I made Oliver a jersey. And he said he's ready to do it. So there's definitely a possibility that Oliver, because Oliver's coming into town for his Hormesis Elite 1v1. Where's he doing that? At Kansas? At that field? So he's doing this Hormesis 1v1 May 10th or 11th, somewhere around there, 9th. It's right before Mother's Day. And then he's going to come out here to San Diego and hang for a little bit. And I was like, look, just hang out till June. We'll get you on like a little. We'll just do a little jogging regiment. We get you a month membership to fit, and get you out on the field. Play some 15 balls a second. Yeah. So the Halo 2 can do, I think, 18, 20 plus balls a second. The Halos are rad. They work really, really well. That's what most of our guys are going to be running. That's what I think a lot of your guys are shooting. They're just extremely responsive, and you can put the original Halo guts in there. Alabama what? Oh, Alabama. That's what it is. Kansas, Alabama. It's not the same thing, I know. But isn't there's like two really nice fields. There's one in Alabama and one in Kansas, I think, right? Like the prime in Alabama. That's
I haven't been to either of those.
I haven't been to either one. So the real question is, I've noticed last year, and it'd be interesting to kind of preface this before this weekend's practice. Last year, do you remember that a lot of the fields had like kind of two towers? I'm just kind of jumping over to a layout concept that I was just thinking about, where you could always there's like a blind zone. Even the WCPPLs, even Mike had it where like there were two towers kind of like inset and like middle of the field, where you can kind of have blind zones on both sides that you could sit and shoot straight ahead or on the cross. And if you think about it, Hinman's had a bunch of those, and then just recently now they're getting rid of one of the sides, and there's just that one tall stand-up tower where the Hertz bunker was, where you could shoot either way, and it was usually doubled up.
Yeah.
Then you go to Hinman's League, same thing. There was that tower where you kind of doubled up, either shooting straight ahead, shooting crosses, and then one guy would fill. And then the European layout had kind of more of where there were the two, where you could do either one shooting straight ahead or on the crosses.
Yeah.
And that seems to be a lot more common lately. And I'm wondering if that's kind of like one of those things that's going to be, again, maybe one on the Dorito side this time, where there's going to be something where you can stack multiple bodies. I would love to see a field when it comes out that is like not as snake dominant, where you're not just leaving your one Dorito guy and then a back center guy kind of like closely attached to him, and then putting the rest of the guys center snake over. I would like to see a field where you can kind of like make a lot more sides over there, where the snake's still good, not so much like the old, was that the 2019 or 2020, I think maybe 2020, 19, Florida one. Remember there was like that one mouse where Mouse got the MVP? There was like one, it was super like impossible to make it to the snake. But when you did get in there, you just let everybody have it. That one, not as much like that, but just kind of somewhere in between where the Dorito side was just kind of like, just a little bit more attackable with two bodies.
I'm waiting to see when they put the snake beams like close to the back center all the way out to the...
Just seeing who you can crawl the back lane. Imagine if you started and just... That would actually be funny. Where it's like
from the back center to the corner.
Imagine this. Imagine the field was laid out to where the back center and all the center guys had just like, you couldn't miss. So if you shoot to the outsides, it's just the biggest gap you've ever seen. But there were snake beams that you could, so basically off the break, you would have to crawl to the corner. Otherwise, for sure, you're going to get shot.
Or sometimes you could run.
Or sometimes you run and risk it because know who would do it. Dude, that would be epic.
I keep telling Troza to do that. I'm like, put some beams towards the back.
Yeah, why not? I
like too when they haven't done it in a while. I know it's because, mainly bounce shots, but like putting a pin that's like playable.
Oh, I see.
Like, and the pins are bigger now, but like, as like an insert spot, it's just like paint if you're in any of the other back spots and there's a pin near back there.
Oh, pins just
you're just getting riddled.
And hey, I saw that like there was that whole thing where it was just announced, like news, like breaking news that ESPN is gonna be broadcasting this event. I didn't think that was breaking news. We'd been talking about that for a long time, or we just never really made it official?
I'm not sure about that.
Oh,
I with you. Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't know that was big news. I saw a post somewhere. It was like it's confirmed that that this event is going to be broadcast for ESPN, and I didn't even know that wasn't a thing. I thought that was just like common knowledge, kind of. Yeah, not breaking news. We've been talking about it for a long time. Thanks, J Tuck. That's right. Yeah. The Vegas 2021 snake. Which one was that? We're going quick, and there's only 300. Oh, great. So Long Bob, that's good to know. Heads up, the tickets for the Dynasty Aftershock event in Utah at Vendetta are going quickly. I did get a couple messages that people are purchasing them. So awesome. I'm really excited that we're going to have a big contingent of players out there. This is definitely an important one if you get to support, because if we can have this be a successful event, then there's going to be more of them like that, and then we can branch out and do more of them in people's local areas like that. The goal would be to kind of make this more of like a traveling unit where you do maybe two in Utah, you do one at SC Village, you do one over in Florida, you do one up at Boston, you do one and then in Texas at X Factor or Fit, and you get like a couple of teams, and then you can start making this thing like a real deal, cool traveling type of league. So yeah. Okay, yeah. What are the new leagues and events everyone's calling about? What up, Pate Smith? You just waking up?
Pate.
That's Pate. So this is it is the Vendetta Paintball. Let me go to Vendetta Paintball real quick so we can show it. We can just let's go to Vendetta Paintball.shop here. So we've got events and clinics. Let's look at that. The Premier League Paintball, Saturday, June 7th. 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Vendetta Paintball. Premier League Paintball brings you the GI Sports Open, featuring the legend, the Dragons, San Diego Dynasty versus the Resurrected Titan, that is Chicago Aftershock. This is an event you will not want to miss. Meet the players one-on-one, watch them battle it out at 15 balls a second for 50 minutes of game time. Who will win this knockout bloody knuckle battle of wits, grit, and attrition? So 10 a.m. match starts, 1 p.m. meet and play with the pros, and 3 p.m. Awards and closing ceremony. So it's going to be a really cool, fun event. I mean, if you've never seen a match played at 15 balls a second, then you're really actually in for a pretty big treat. Actually, yeah, I thought it was 2 15-minute halves. That can't be right. 50 minutes? I thought it was 2 15-minute halves. Is it 2 25-minute halves?
That's your thing.
Oh, shit. Is that what old X-Ball was?
I think it was 15.
I think it was 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it's 15, break for 5, and then 15. But that doesn't add up to 50 minutes of game time. Unless it's 2 matches. I don't know. Ballpark the score. So I guess the score generally is contingent on the layout. So the layout really has a big effect on the score, right? So that's the big factor there, is what the layout's going to be. But I mean, 15 points at minimum.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if it's 2 15-minute halves, like an average point is like a minute and change, maybe like just about a minute. So you're gonna have like 20 points played or more. It's pretty.
I think it'll be like 15 to 8 or something.
Oh shit! Old school X-Ball is 2 25-minute halves.
Damn.
Oh, dude, you're killing me. I thought it was 2 15-minute halves. Shit, we're playing 15-minute points, right? Matches right now. Our whole match is 15 minutes. We're gonna need to call in way more reinforcements. Dude, Oliver, get on the treadmill. Oliver, if you're watching this, get on the treadmill right now. We're gonna need you at. You better get some cardio in. Okay, we're gonna get together. Does anybody here is good at paintball and would like to play on Dynasty? And is okay with getting bonus balled by A-Rod and LJ and Corey Hall. Those guys are bullies. Actually, LJ's not a bully, but he did get Marcelo pretty good. Final score 11-9. I'm actually, Denzel, thinking there might be more than 20 points scored. Holy shit, dude! That's what it used to be. There was 55-0 minutes, dude. Junior and Mike Bianca are gonna need to get a. Yeah. Holy shit. I might have to call BC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everyone back. Here you go.
Dude, you did it already?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Should be good.
Let's see this. The Spick and Span projected winner, predicted loser, player picks. Well, I don't think we need predicted, but I can edit this. Player picks.
But then now it's just easy.
Dude, sick. All right. Okay,
Yeah.
so I need to. Sorry, Elon Musk, if you're listening to this, I have Grok and I pay for it every month, and it cannot do what this thing can do.
Let me see if we can make like a cool PNG that we can.
Let's get legal beagle. I want it to have like a picture of a beagle, like a dog, but like a lawyer dog. We want a lawyer dog.
Lawyer dog.
Yeah, lawyer, like it's a lawyer, like it's like legal, like the legal team, but the beagle. So we're gonna get that going here. Yeah, we're gonna have, dude. So we used to. So if that's true, I mean, we used to bring 140 cases to an event. So I don't know. There's something weird here. Yeah, I'm gonna put that. So we have. Saul, you're right. So we have our Dynasty Champions Club membership meeting on Thursday, 5:30 p.m. The Intel session. So if you're a member of Dynasty Champs Club, first of all, you got this this Dynasty Champions Club headband along with a cool 25-year membership shirt. But you might actually get a roster spot and a jersey for this event. Holy shit! 25 minutes. I thought there might have been a misprint or something like that. When you were like, maybe you're doing talk to text, like, you know. I don't know why you'd set up your product page as talk to text. You want to edit it, but you're like, yeah, 2 50-minute halves, you know, like 50-minute games, so 50-minute. Like, I thought there was maybe like a little bit of a thing there. So, okay, so you're going to watch us play 2 25-minute halves. So that's going to be brutal, dude. I hope that there's a nice recovery and ice bath zone there. How cold is the Great Salt Lake? I might have to just go soak in there after this is over. Holy smokes, man. That was gonna kill me. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump in here, and I'm gonna grab. Let's get Mikko Huhtinen into the room here. So I'm gonna get him going on this. Turn this on, and so yeah, we're gonna talk to Mikko right now and discuss a little bit about, well, he played some old school X-Ball also. What up, Miko? Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. What's up, dude?
What's up? Not much. Just working.
Just working, dude. What are you talking about? You should be celebrating. You just released a movie.
Yeah. Well, work never ends, so it's always something. Always something. What's up with you guys?
Oh, we're just we're actually just talking about that event that we're going to be doing in Utah. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah, I saw a flyer. What is it?
Dude, okay, so Seth from Vendetta Paintball had this kind of concept. He's like, dude, we need to bring back old school paintball. I want to host an event, $15,000 first place, kind of winner takes all, Dynasty versus Aftershock. This is what I'm and I want it to be old school X-Ball. 15 balls a second, old school rules, so 2 25-minute halves, which I had just completely stricken from my mind, and I thought there was a typo on his website right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
That's epic.
Yeah, so that's June 7th. We're going to be out in Utah. So he's got tickets. He's going to put on this big event. There's like VIP, there's grandstands. It's like you got to basically pay to enter. And then there's like a big signing. There's like meet the pros. It's going to be like a cool, like a real event,
Yeah, what's the date again?
June 7th.
Nice.
Yeah, you want to get your Rocky on and run up some of those mountains, get in shape, and come put a Dynasty jersey on. We need some experience, I think.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
We got 9 guys on our roster right now, so we're gonna need some fresh legs.
Sign me up.
Oliver says that he's gonna play.
Yeah, 15 balls per second. No one is going to make it to corner, dude.
I know. It's crazy. See if we can get Angel. That's right, out of retirement. So the guys have been talking to Angel a little bit. I know that. I mean, I know that we trying to get him.
I was on a call with Alex, and Angel just showed up in the FaceTime call.
Oh, really?
The office, yeah.
Oh, no way. Okay, that's great to hear. I'm happy that he's going out there and branching out and coming out of his little shell there.
Yeah. He's off the grid, dude.
He's off the grid. I know. So. Yeah, dude. Great job on the director's. I call it the director's cut. I don't know if you had a new name for what you did.
It's the final cut. So the World Cup was kind of the premiere cut, and it was very last minute. And then like after you watch that one, it's just like all you see is mistakes. And then it took me like a couple months to still work on the edit and get it all dialed in. There's still like a couple, like we did a pre-release through HORMESIS website, so when people bought a product, you were able to see the movie for like last month. And even from there's a couple little slight changes for the final, but now it's done. So I'm stoked. It's good feeling to get it finally out there, and it's been getting a pretty good response. So I'm happy about that.
I thumbed through a lot of the comments on there, because I was like, hell yeah, people are super stoked. And I like how you posted in there. You're like, sorry guys, we're only allowed to show it in 1080, so you're gonna have to watch it again to get it in 4K.
Yeah. No, well, that's like the YouTube premiere. I didn't know that, but like I remember when we did our fishing movie like a couple years ago, it was the same thing. It didn't show it on the 4K, and then I realized I had a setting on my TV too. It was some kind of like a sharpening setting, and I'm like, oh my god, it looks terrible when I start watching it. But then like you took that setting off, then it actually looks good, So
it must be like, it's so funny you mentioned that about, you're like, right when I showed it at the premiere, we were kind of rushing it because you obviously like. I think I've mentioned this to every single content creator in here who doesn't just do a blabbing live show and just release it and then not have to worry about it. But dude, the amount of content that you have to go through and sort through and then sift and then watch and then cut and then figure out what, like, I don't even know how the sorting aspect of it goes when you're like, because you're out there filming for, I don't know, countless hours, and we'll talk about that. But then you have to scrape so much content. And then you have to file it to like, this is a good clip. Oh, that one's sick. Did I get it? Like, how does that process even go?
So let's we can actually talk about I think there's a lot of misconceptions still. Like a lot of people don't know about this movie still. It's like kind of crazy. And I think like there's a little bit of misunderstanding when we were making this movie, because you guys are working on the Iron Kids movie, and then this movie was being made. People were like, oh look, is there one movie or two movies, whatever? But like this was like just a single movie production that is actually probably the largest production ever made for paintball, financially and like what took place ever. So that it's like it's kind of a big deal. And like how it all started was like me and Alex were sitting down in San Francisco, and Alex was like, we should make a paintball movie, you know, and then I was like, yes, let's make it. I want to make it. And Alex was like, yeah, right. So eventually we pulled the plug and we started filming, and yeah, so it's like doing something like this is it's definitely was a learning curve for myself as well. I just did a fishing full length fishing movie year before that, like 2 years, and that was kind of like I learned a lot doing that one, you know, but it's still way more easier than paintball. Paintball is so hard because you're filming insane amount of footage, and you don't know when something is going to happen, you know, like when we're doing a fishing movie, like, okay, well, like, hey, we got a big fish, like, you know, that's everything kind of builds up into that moment. Paintball, there's so many different variables. So like when we start talking about this movie, we wanted to do a like true action sports movie, you know, like something that you watch in snowboarding, something you watch in surfing, something you're watching everything, and something that those original paintball movies were to push, you know, that's other movies, everything else, that it's not made for being a documentary. It's not made to be something that you want to show a person, which actually I think this works pretty good for that. It's like you want to show a person that doesn't know anything about paintball that explains like, yeah, we played this amazing game and this and this and that. Like none of that. So we wanted to do a true action sports movie, which is really good music, which is another funny story, really good music. And we wanted to bump the production quality completely different level that it's ever been done. And obviously that's a huge undertaking financially and you know, just figuring all that stuff together. And the music was the big part of it too. Like when I specifically remember, like when I was talking to Alex and I was like, we need to get some good music on this. Alex was like, yes, let's do it. And like, you know, just the music alone, like we probably had a playlist of like 500 songs. I listened thousands of songs over the year. And then like in the end, we still had like very like last month, we were still selecting like, what are we going to do in the final choice on this part, you know? And you know, the music plays a big part of this because obviously you edit on the music and kind of, you know, that sets the tone. So that's aspect. And so in the end, we narrowed down on this list, which is pretty much impossible list. Like if you ever been dealing with the licensing or like trying to get a real songs actually being approved, you just don't put the songs in there. Like it's very hard. Like,
right.
Like a Hollywood movie, like if you get a Metallica, that song costs $800,000,
right,
to $1 million to use that song. So action sports movie like that, now you're gonna go like, hey, we're making this paintball movie and we don't want to spend, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars per song. So we gave this impossible list to Dan Napoli, and Dan said like, all right, well it's pretty much that's crazy, but I'll make it happen. And he did so much work on getting this stuff. And what happened in there, like we actually got a okay from the first bands to approve was Silver Sun Pickups and Metallica.
That's so epic.
Like we had to send them the scenes, like a rough cut, and they actually reviewed the things. And like when Metallica said yes, then that kind of opened the doors. And then Flume was the next one who approved it. So there's a huge artist that kind of helped the way. And the hardest part I think Dan had was to get approval for some of these smaller bands, because like the Legends Part song, like I don't think that band exists anymore, and nobody knew who owned the rights and all that stuff. So like that was kind of a hard true, even a big song, you know, like
yeah, that's funny because and so did you guys use like, hey, we got Metallica on board for this at this kind of like this was the cost for it? Would you guys consider putting yours in there too? Because yeah,
what we did was kind of it's basically we paid everybody the same. So we didn't go like buy some like a massive one guy gets this much and then this small band gets much. We paid everybody the same for the music. And then because it is like action sports movie, which people are asking like, why is this not on Amazon? Why this is not on iTunes? Why this is on a displays? And that as soon as you put on those platforms, it changes everything. Now we're talking about like, and that's the hardship of making a paintball movie, because people just don't want to pay for stuff, you know. Unfortunately, like I read the comments. Like I really usually don't care about the comments. I don't read them, because if I think something is good, it's good. But I read the comments and I'm really like, this, we want content like this. That's what we want. You know, great video. Let's make another one. First of all, it's like, well, hold on. It's like, it took 2 years to make, you know, we had multiple people working on this, a lot of people, like, and it took a lot of money to make this thing, you know? And then it like that. And that's the crazy part. It truly was a HORMESIS passion project, and HORMESIS financed it. Like these, we lost a lot of money making this movie. We made this movie just because Alex wanted to make a movie, I wanted to make the movie, and Oliver was like, sounds good. If you guys want to make a movie, go for it, you know? So, and that was the thing. But yeah, so then going into the production side of the things, like why this is different than most of the paintball movies ever done is like, a lot of those movies were done by 1 or 2 guys, you know? And it was like one guy filming and following people around. This one, we kind of took a different approach. First, we wanted to make sure that the gear is on top notch. So we shot most of the stuff with the red cameras. And
Verbal just mentioned something about that, yeah.
And then we did even like a lot of the gimbal shots and everything, that like we used the high-end Sony cameras and lenses and everything. And like we used a crazy robot in the one event. I'm sure
I remember the robot.
And it's actually like some of that footage is insane. Like,
is it really like the robot footage? Is like you can tell the difference?
Well, I mean, it's funny. Like if you watch the Dynasty part where everybody comes from the car, and it's kind of now like I was laughing with Alex, like we're ahead of our time, because it's like a one take and it actually zooms behind the guys. Like you can't do that shot with like regular camera or like handheld. Like those shots, they takes a lot. And then like there's a meters part if you watch the beginning where meter runs off the brake, and actually the cameras goes front of the meter, and then it goes back, and like crazy. Like that was actually a robot running on the field.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
it's so funny, because I remember you guys were like, dude, that thing's so, and it was just like it was like this little cart that was following, and the camera was on it, and you're like, this thing's insane. And I'm like, it's just a car, it's just a camera on the wheels. Like, I can't just walk around. You're like, no, the shots that it's gonna get are so sick, you have no idea.
So like, that gimbal is the same that like when you watch a snowboarding movie or like Hollywood movies, and they have a helicopter in front of the helicopter, that gimbal, like that's the same setup that moves around everything.
Yeah.
So but anyway, so that's it. And then the next thing we want to do is like immediately we called Pat. You know, Pat is my mentor and like taught me a lot about filmmaking, and we worked together on a million different projects over the years. And he was like, swore and never do paintball again. So we had to convince him to come back on the field. And like Pat has like, you know, he's like a next level gear nerd. So he had, not only he came to film himself, you know, he's got an incredible eye, but then he brought his toys out there, and those are very nice toys. And then we partner up with the paintball guys. Like there's a Mafia was filming it, Verbal was filming it. Like there's not a lot of clips, but those clips are very important. So like we were able to do that. Even the World Cup part, we partner up a lot with the Ghost Sports. So Arthur, I was able to pull some of the Arthur's footage, and Nick Kukusa ended up shooting a lot of stuff because we were able to use some of the slow-mo cam footage. You know, so there's a lot of guys involved. And now that made it absolute nightmare for starting editing it, because
that's what I mean. That right there is
so like how I did that. It's like basically I think we had a 240 terabytes or something like that of footage.
Yeah, Verbal just asked how many total terabytes. 240 terabytes. Okay, so just like okay, I don't even know like what is that? So
your average laptop is like 1 terabyte.
Okay. And so how many
this one's 500 gigs. So,
right, but
yeah,
okay. Oh my goodness. So Verbal understands that. So I know that's a lot, but like, can you quantify it in how many hours of footage is that?
I don't even know. But like another thing is, the red footage is like, it takes a lot of space.
Yeah.
So especially when you shoot a slow-mo. So now you're thinking like this breakout.
Yeah.
When you watch it on an editing thing, it's like this breakout takes fucking 2 minutes
to render. You know?
How many terabytes?
240.
240.
So I got a question because I'm sure you're just going to answer it anyhow from Junior, because Junior sponsors the show and does a question of the day for BFPgear.com. And he asks, what was the most fulfilling parts of putting together the All That Matters movie, and who came up with the name All That Matters? Because I think it's like so good.
So most fulfilling part on the, I don't know, it was like actually getting that render out for the World Cup premiere, you know, like I was like so stressed out. I hadn't slept for a month. I worked like 19 hours a day. So and then Philip was helping me the last 2 days. I was like, dude, you gotta help me. Like I can't get this done in time. So it was, it's, I guess, the putting it together, and like in the movie, I personally, like, I have like my favorite parts and my favorite moments. But there's like every part is like individually important, you know? So it's like, that's the kind of a cool thing about being in control to do that, because you have also responsibility of displaying the things the way that it's makes sense and it's cool, you know? So like, and like, it's kind of different for me too than just like some random person doing this. Like I know everybody in this movie very well, you know? I know the guys, I've played with some of the guys a long time, you know? So like Mouse, like I know Mouse was game pro with me in Ironman, you know, when he was 17 years old, and like I have a really good relationship with him, and like it's like I wanted to really show his raw side of that. Like, you know, he's amazing player, but there's also he's fighting a little bit of battle there sometimes with himself, you know. And if you know Mouse, that's exactly how it is. And but then he absolutely destroys on the field, you know. I think it was important. It was cool to tell the dynasty story and everything else. And what was the
who came up with the name?
I did, actually. So it was name came like very late, and we just couldn't come up with anything name. And I was actually driving in the gym. There's something like Maddie said in some interview, like he was rambling, and I was like thinking about that. And I was driving to the gym, and I was like, well, you know, like there's all these things what we deal with and what we phase and like what we do in the paintball, and like everything really matters. Like all that matters in the massive scale. Even if you think like playing the game and winning the tournament, like every little detail matters, you know. And then like if you think about like a lifestyle, what we do, like relationships, the tournaments, the experiences, you know, sometimes you get drunk with these guys and you fight with these guys, you know, like all that matters. So that was kind of the back idea of it.
I actually saw, and I wanted to. This is actually, I thought it was a pretty cool. Was something that brought out of. So Bangers, our buddy, posted something about it specifically, and I thought it was pretty cool because, you know, he goes through he's got all sorts of stuff going on in his life, and he posted something about how, you know, how the movie made him feel, and I thought it was actually really powerful because, you know, he's like, anyway, I played paintball, got it, found this, I found family in it, and it left a big imprint on him and in his life from playing from a tip in 98, with his cousin. He says, working in the corporate world for so long made me realize that I've missed out on opportunities that can't be replaced, all for a job that would replace me in a second. At this point in my life, I can count on one hand the things I truly care about, and that's why I couldn't agree more with the title. It truly falls into the category of all that matters. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, honestly, like the segments, and this is also, I kind of read that and I saw a bunch of the other comments, and that's why someone else made this thing. It was like, oh, there's not even a story told in this show. I was like, kind of bugged me that this person said that about you or about the movie, because I feel like this tells an incredible story, and it tells the story of like multiple people, you know, and like
and it's like I said, it's like when people think about, like, you know, obviously everybody has an opinion and everybody's entitled to have one, and you know,
of course,
and that's the thing. Like, there's so many ways to tell the story. For my style is definitely being like I've always been fascinated by visual, like, storytelling, and like I love surf movies, I love snowboarding movies, and all that stuff. And like I love the original paintball movies, and like when we started doing this, I told Alex, I'm like, I don't want to do like sit down interviews too many. I don't want to do stuff like that. Like that is like documentary telling, you know, and that would be a different kind of project if we would approach it that way, that we you know, build something like that.
For sure.
But I really wanted to capture the emotion and the visually kind of like bring you into the paintball field. Like how we shot bunch of the stuff is very different than people shoot, because like a lot of the people, like right now, it's like a lot of the shooting is for content, instant content, and you don't want to miss the action, right? So you're filming kind of wide, and you don't want to miss the action. It's not about how the shot is composed and everything else. And if you watch like Pat's early paintball movies, like he created the style that he shot with the longer lenses, very compressed, and like actually like you're there with the guy when he's playing. And then that was and back in the days it was easier because we had no back nets, and you probably remember me because I made people to take nets down, you know, at the paintball field. So we would go like in a paintball field, and I was like, dude, you got to take the back net down. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, please, can you do that? Because it actually makes sense. So we were able to shoot a lot of the stuff from far back with the big zoom lenses and compress the style. So like that visual, like there's a lot of little pieces. It doesn't like just go together that we shoot stuff and put it, you know, like, oh, we have all this footage. It really means like how it was shot. And that's a big part of the storytelling already. And then that brings the characters kind of who you are and what you have. Like I really like the Edwards Brothers one, because I don't think a lot of people know so much about him. And then the like how we started that with the interview with them talking about each other. You know, we asked questions, which Alex nailed those questions. It was incredible. And then going to the like those guys are just the, you know, machines. They're not your average front guy who goes and bunkers and does crazy stuff, but they shoot a lot of people and they win tournaments, you know, and stuff like that. Is like you kind of like it was kind of challenging in a ways, but it wasn't, because like I would say that just my background of playing paintball gives me a little bit of different vision than somebody who's never played vision, that what happens on the field and what you should be seeing when you see a film, you know.
I always thought you guys were so far back because you didn't want to get shot.
No, that too. Like it helps, but like we got shot a lot. Like I got shot more than probably ever in my paintball career. Like playing, like I was like, you know, I started with like lighter gear when I was filming, and then by end of the season I would have like a metal cap boots and stuff like that. My toes were getting nailed by those shots.
Dude, the guys that stand on like Verb, dude, and Rye Guy and on Moffat and all those all the media guys and all the camera guys that are on the sidelines. I mean, especially now, because I've been trying to get content for Dynasty, but I use my cell phone. Obviously, you need to get really close. And dude, the amount of people that you like, just because all the crap that's everywhere, you just see like this head bobbing around and just a stream of paint goes into Verb or like one of the guys.
Well, the true champions are the guys who film in the divisional fields, because those guys get absolutely destroyed. Like there's a huge difference. Like when you film in a pro field, like you can be lane can go right here, and you know like the lane is going to be right here. It's not going to hit you. You continue filming. Divisional guys, they see something moving, and it's like you get shot like 500 times. So anything we film at divisional fields, I'm like, Philip, you got to go film there. I'm not going. So
I forgot who we were playing, but one of it was at World Cup, and one of the we were playing Heat when Fedorov was still on the team, and one of the camera guys was wearing like a red shirt or something like that, and and it was like on the Dorito corner where you can kind of like run out, like you can run out into like that little dead zone and then go straight up. And I'm like, it's Fedorov's move. And I saw the camera guy like shuffle over and then kind of like he was like kind of like trotting over to get a shot, but he was coming right at me. And I was just I didn't let him have it. And I'm like, oh no. I thought it was Fedorov coming around the corner. Remember that Dorito side where you could like that tower, you could go out and wide and straight up to it. I was like, oh, got his ass.
And well, that's another thing too. Like if even when you actually get shot, that's the many times when you get the best shot. So you're getting shot and you don't want to move. You try to keep still and you just wear it. You just like bang, 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 bang hits. But yeah, no, that was it was a long ways. But like, yeah, my editing process, if you want to go back to that, how did I organize all the footage? I basically went through every single camera that we filmed, and I put everything like starting the first practice all the way to the final event, and then we ended up actually filming one more event after we were done filming, and a couple more interviews and a couple of things, you know. So basically organized all the footage, and then went through each camera once.
Right.
Then I kind of picked the the shots that, because you gotta think of like, I don't have a RAID system to hold 40 terabytes of footage. So then I would pick kind of the banger shots, like, and then I would have to go again through the footage and see like, did the other cameras capture anything else from the banger shots? Because that was one thing we really want to do in this movie, is to capture the cool moments from multiple angles, which has never been, besides like in like actually like doing a cinematic shoot, like where you're trying to do beautiful shots. It's never been really done like that. Obviously Ghost Sports does it, but like those are like, it's different. Yeah. It's the wide view,
right?
Let's put wide angle lenses to capture everything, you know. So I had to go through one more time. Then I would drag all those pieces in and then skip like, you know, 100 other clips and just people shooting and doing something boring. And then that was one more round, and then you organize those, and then I would organize those by the players, by the whatever the segment is about, and then go through those. Like I've seen, you know, whoever had a part in this movie or whoever was filming, I've seen you playing paintball. Like I know everything about these guys now. Right. How you play, you know, which is that helps. That helps. And that's kind of was the final thing. And then I have a pretty good idea like what the vibe would be on each segment, and that was like something we planned beforehand. I actually have like the original, maybe it's here somewhere. Original like plan. It's like this big paper, and we did the segments, and I wasn't sure I want to title the segments in the beginning, and then I thought it was kind of cool idea just to kind of break it down so the movie can kind of live itself. Like you could watch any segment anytime, kind of like, again, traditional action sports style. But it also we didn't want to we didn't want to do the serial killers exactly, you know, that we just concentrate on these guys and do. We wanted to kind of grow that in ideas, you know. So there's the.
Would you say that the Edward, like, what was your favorite segment? Would you say that Edwards Brothers one was your favorite?
No, it's not the favorite. I like it.
What's your favorite segment in the show?
I like Meters segment. I like Tyler's segment. I don't know. It's like I really like the World Cup segment.
Is probably my favorite.
Meters is good.
Well, I like the music too, the best on that.
Yeah, that's, you like Lane 8, so I already knew you like it.
Yeah.
But that was
the music as well.
Well, it's like the meter segment, like, so like I actually spent quite a bit of time with Meter filming the intro, and he's so easy to work with, you know. He's just down to do anything, which is not exactly the case with everybody, you know. And some people are more shy on the camera and some people are not. So Meter segment was cool because what I wanted to do with that, I wanted to really bring out, he's like, Meter's a very creative guy. He's actually a very interesting guy outside of paintball, and he lives kind of a cool lifestyle, you know. So and he's the nicest person ever. But I wanted to bring that kind of the artistic side of him and like creative side into the intro, and that was the idea. And then like I just wanted to do like kind of like this Bruce Wayne type of, you know, bachelor living.
That's exactly what it was like.
And living, you know, living in walking in the dark city and stuff. So it worked out. And then like I had a Lane 8 in my head like right away, and then we end up going through a bunch of songs for that. Alex wasn't really a fan of it in the beginning, and then actually he likes the part a lot too now. So but because it was all about the flow and the smoothness of me, like how he plays paintball. For me, it's like he's very smooth. He just like he handles the situation.
It flows like water,
and it flows like water, and that's kind of like what that part was supposed to be. So there's like when he talks about like in his voiceover, he talks about like it's the chaos where I thrive, and then like I have a clip that you are actually playing, and Meter just kind of goes and hits the buzzer. Like I kind of
that was funny.
It's like a chaotic situation on the field that he just kind of handles. I don't think he even knows how what's happening, but he just handles it, you know.
Yeah, I remember that. We looked at each other and you're like, "You're still alive? Like, how'd you get here?"
Yeah,
because I went across and I shot Colt, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna close this point out," and I went over and I shot someone else, and the buzzer went off. I'm like, "What just happened?" We literally ran across around, and we look at each other. He's like, "Eh."
He's like, "Hey."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh man, I thought I was gonna be the hero right there."
So editing wise, like I really think the World Cup part is sick. Like I think that's like my from overall putting it together, like that's my favorite. And we had a hard time figuring out the songs on it, and those were the very last minute songs. and I think we nailed them, you know. So and it was kind of cool. Like the House of Protection song is from Red Bull Music, and Red Bull's actually like hit us up and say like, hey, we want to promote this. And
oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see if they do something. We'll see.
Psycho Killer was such a good choice for
Mouse.
So we had actually different song for Mouse, and people who went to premiere.
I liked the premiere one.
Yeah,
it
was right.
Better.
What was the premiere one?
We couldn't get the license.
Pixies, right?
We couldn't get the license on that one. It was like they came. We had it, and it was all approved, and then they came up with like, oh, we want like a shit ton of money. So.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so that's why we had to change.
What are
it.
like averages that, if you feel like saying, like, you don't have to say exactly what you guys do, but like,
you gotta ask Alex. He writes the checks. He writes it.
But
it's not cheap.
Not cheap. Well, yeah, and I mean, I appreciate it, and I want to get back to that part here in a second. But before I forget, because someone like, when we talked about the name, who came up with it, and like what like the meaning behind it, what were some other names that you kind of had? Like for instance, you know, before
we didn't really have actual name. It was just an ideas, and it was something like to do with like kind of the stories of the people and like different segments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But none of them really worked. So it was really hard. Like coming up with the name is like so hard.
Yeah. I remember Alex kind of throwing a couple at me, and I was like, no on that. I forgot what they were. He's like, what do you think about this for the movie? And I was like, no way.
And then I would like right when I got the name, I threw it to Josh Durbin, the font and logo, and then I think he nailed it too. You know, so like I said, there's so many people involved in the little things and which are very meaningful, and that's right. I'm a huge believer. It's like when you're in a paintball team, you can't do everything yourself, you know. So you have to surround yourself with the best possible people, and like I guess the successful thing of even being a paintball field is actually like, you know, understanding that how you bring the best out of these guys, and like what do you use this person for, and that's kind of like in a perfect world, that's what I would be doing most of the time, you know, if you would have like real budgets, like I don't know, like my estimate that if you would a production company to make this movie for like a real money, it would be like 1.5 mil,
right?
Mil at least,
yeah.
So, and that's like obviously like we had a really nice toys and cameras and everything, but we still get it out. Like we don't have a PAs to capture the few footage. Like we're doing everything ourselves. You know, we're interviewing the voiceover interviews in somebody's car at the paintball field.
Yeah, right? I remember that. It was like, and you couldn't have the AC. You were doing it in like in Orlando or something like that. You couldn't have the AC on because the audio would be messed up. So you just had to sit there in the hot box car with it, literally 100 degrees.
I think there's the Philip and Alex. So Alex did all the interviews. They're pretty long. So like then I went through them and cut them. But Alex was asking questions. He's incredibly good on that. You know, kind of bringing the right questions to the people, and I think it was in MAO where probably during the Tyler's interview when he was just like sweating and
that's what it was. MAO.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like I said, like we still get it out. We still did it in a paintball way, because obviously we don't have the real budget that it really would take.
So, what would it take? Like, what do you think we need? What is it that is kind of holding us back? Like, why can't we get the money, the snowboarding money? Like, I mean, these guys are in helicopters. They have the amount, like that natural selection that Travis Rice just is setting up or just did in Alaska with like, I mean, they have like they built a city out there.
Well, it's the well, we can talk about this for days. I'm actually working on something really interesting. It's in a back burner, but we can talk about it later. But basically, I think it comes in the fact is it comes in the numbers. So like I said, there's a lot of paintball players, but like let's say that we would do this and sell it in iTunes. Like how many of these movies we would really sell in
not enough.
I don't know, like my estimate between 3,000 and 5,000, you know, that's my estimate number. Like, so now put the number of that, you get a $10 for that. Doesn't even cost, you know,
that doesn't
like
even cover one of the cameras.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't make sense. So it would really take from that's another thing, like not throwing anybody under the bus, but like I did reach out to some people like, hey, like, you know, you guys are not helping with the premiere and stuff. Like Project was pretty much the only company who did something for us, but it's like it would really take the industry to do it. and put the money behind it, like and think like it's good for the sport, but trying to ask money in this unfortunate situation in this industry is like trying to get $1,000 from somebody here. It's like it's an impossible battle, you know. And that's I think that's what the difference is. This like snowboarding and surfing, like the companies really back in the days put the money behind those productions. And even like, you know, we did it in paintball back in the days too. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you know, and well, here's the thing. I think it kind of went downhill because of everybody. I think in the industry understands that this is just, it's an art house project, right? They want to support it, but it's like the ROI on it as, I mean, this is a HORMESIS production movie, but
there's also like there's a good things. Like we did talk to some people and they were like, well, we want to put this segment in and this segment, and like no,
you don't get creative control over it.
So,
it's just
so the we had, like, if you look the movie, like it's like, okay, so it's HORMESIS Productions, which we made a production company to do it, and HORMESIS financed it, which is crazy, and I hope people appreciate that, because if you look at the paintball companies, and I'm not naming any companies, like most of the companies are, you know, when they succeed and sell, like what's the return back into paintball? What Oliver and Alex are doing with the HORMESIS is insane. Like they're putting so much back. Most of the money goes back into paintball.
I think it's a 95% of gross goes back into.
Yeah, and it's like now you take an average paintball company, like nothing goes back into paintball. Like it goes growing your own bank account. And if you look at the early days of productions where, obviously these companies are bigger and stuff, like on those days the paintball companies were way bigger. Like if you look at snowboarding, like that's kind of the deal, that they need to do those things, and the people are very passionate. They putting money back into the projects and growing them. Obviously there's bigger numbers of the actual consumers, so like we just need to grow the sport and get the interest out there. And what it would take to do something, like I said, this movie was not intent to be that movie, is that, you know, like this is how we're going to grow paintball. But it actually, I think it is, because if you show this to the kid to start playing paintball, I don't know, it would make, at least I would want to play paintball, you know. And you got to show the guys like Meter, who's got a cool lifestyle and he chooses to play paintball, you know.
Yeah.
He can probably do anything what he wants, and he really wants to play paintball, you know. So I think it's important how to solve this situation and do it. Also, there's people just don't understand, like, because there's content and then there's making a movie and there's a shooting something very high level. It's not about the talent or who does it. It really comes down to the gear and money, because like, you know, like the camera I shot the whole year is like just the camera body is $35,000, you know.
I was just looking at some of the prices of the red cameras, actually.
Yeah, like the B Raptor, and then like you put the lenses, it's like a $50,000 thing. Who wants to take it to the paintball field getting shot by paintballs, you know? Like that's first thing. And Pat's setup is probably another 70 grand, you know, what he was filming. But like it's an older red body, but still like he's got all the toys in there. So like the camera we shot in Utah, some of the slow-mo stuff, that camera body is just $260,000.
Holy shit.
Body, you know. So it's like obviously that's why the guy was like really like careful about it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, only I can handle it.
In Miami, who came to help with us. But so
that's right.
But then like people don't realize that like if you put one person with the SLR camera going to paintball field, you it's impossible. You can make content. It can be sick, and it can be like, you know, some people like it way better that way, but it's not going to be exactly this. So that's like, it's just like, why would I spend this money to do it this way? Because we can just get this kid in there with the SLR camera and he captures the action, or GoPro or DJI camera.
Right. And
then there's a place for all that footage, you know. There's the place, and I'm fascinated for the long format storytelling and movies and footage, you know. I'm not into reels. Like I still make reels for work and stuff, you know, every once in a while when we have to do stuff, but it's a tool and impactful thing, but it's like everybody's dream is to make something, you know, longer and longer production. So anyway, so that's there's a lot of problems and a lot of reasons and stuff like that, but in the end it just comes down to money. You have to get money, and I think paintball has the money, you know. And then like there's also like multiple different everybody wants to do their own thing, so
yeah,
too.
Well, I think now that you have, I mean, this was, I mean, Pete's movie was also, I haven't even seen the whole thing of Pete's movie, but I know you sent me that link and I watched a little bit of it. I mean, just the cinematography behind it. Obviously, I've been watching a lot of the, you know, the Art of Flights and all those other movies that kind of inspired what you, the concept that you brought into here.
Like that's like hands down. Art of Flight was a huge inspiration for me. It's one of my favorite action sports movie ever made. I still watch it, you know, every once in a while.
It's sick.
And that definitely has like a lot of things that All That Matters has in there, you know? So like the ideas behind that movie, it comes from those movies. So,
but I mean, I think this is what I'm getting at is I think this is a great proof of concept, right? This is like, we need something like this, and now everybody's like, make more of this, make more of this. And I think that the story is so important that it's like, yeah, we want to, but here's the caveat to this. We used over $1 million worth of camera equipment just to shoot all of these scenes, and just not like we spent $1 million on it, but we, you know, have to get the gear to get it onto the field, and I mean, I can't imagine how much you did spend on it. Not to mention that HORMESIS is also funding the Iron Kids project, which is also another one of the most expensive paintball projects in history as well.
That probably will be the most expensive one.
Yeah, that one they're out doing
so
themselves.
far. I'd say so far All That Matter was the most expensive one.
Yeah.
But, and it's a completely different style of movie, you know. That's,
for sure.
That's documentary. Like I'm very excited to see that when it comes out.
Me too, and I think we're kind of right around the corner. I mean, I think there's a movie premiere in next. Oh yeah, got your ass. There's a premiere happening like in May. So,
I don't know what the plan is. That like this was. That's the thing. People are mixing it up. It's like, well, is this the one? I'm like, no. That's Dan's project, and like this is my project. Like they're completely two different things. Like Dan did the music on this one, and you know, the licensing and stuff. But otherwise, he's been busy doing the Iron Kids.
Yeah, and
how many years has that been? 4 years? 5 years?
That one. They've been working on that one for a while.
Yeah.
But rightfully so, because I mean, it's hard to like that footage. You can't just go out and shoot. Right, he has to like find the data, and I think there was like a long period of you had to like format. He has had VHS tapes. Actually, he had the camcorder tapes that he had to put into some sort of digital format, and like that's. I just shared that link that I just shared was the HORMESIS production site because we need to get them some subscribers and make sure. There's been 18,000 views on this film, you know, and it's a free film, mind you, and it's probably it's the best paintball film that's come out in a long time and in decades probably, and it is a story that's told, and it's a very profound story about the lives of the players. Are you like, what's next? Like when does All That Matters
we talk about the parts. I'm gonna return there. Like
go for it.
I really had a hard time of like making it work, and it was a collaborative effort. Was Bart's impact part, because we had a like completely different vision to start on making that. Like we were recording audio and kind of making it that way, and then like in Chicago I was like, I talked to Alex, I'm like, let's change it to like exactly what I say that I don't want to do. Let's have Bart to tell the story. And when we edited, like I edited, I wasn't happy of it. We actually shot it to Dan did a little edit of it. He shot it back. I didn't like that either yet. And then like Philip had a shot and he ended editing, and then he came back to me, and then I did the final edit. But that part is very powerful, you know. And it is, in my opinion, you know. And it's like I think it was a very important thing that story got told in that. It's a new paintball family that could do anything in the world. Like they have possibilities to do anything what they want in the world, and they fell in love with the paintball, and it defined the whole family's future in a who knows how long it's going to continue, you know. And that's a powerful story.
I mean, it defined more than just their families, right? Like his reach and Bart's reach in paintball already has changed the trajectory of the sport in a lot of ways, because you know his investment you know, emotionally, financially, and player developmentally wise. Well, actually, Dynasty develops most of the Impact's players, but the rest of the point is true. But he changed a lot of players' lives by giving them a job, a dream job in paintball, and that was all born from, you know, them playing. And I personally think that was the most powerful story in the whole film.
And that goes to the dream of paintball. Like a lot of people don't know my background in paintball. It's pretty crazy, actually. Like I'm from a small town in Finland, you know, in the middle of Finland. Started playing paintball. Went to play in Russian Legion. I got called in their tryout. Went there, and then a year later I was playing with Iron Man, you know, like, and the paintball is like you need to have those same things that been somebody's getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for playing paintball. That's a dream for some kid. Like, hey, I want to be that guy. I want to make it. Then he watched the movie that we made. You know, it's like, this is so sick. I want to be that guy. And those are the stories that like they shape people's futures. Like if like who knows what I would be doing without paintball? It's crazy. You know, like I definitely wouldn't be living in Montana right now. You know,
right?
So it's like. And I think, and that was my biggest like inspiration, is that the push single-handedly changed my perspective, what I wanted to do. When I watched Push, I wanted to play paintball. Like I wanted to be a pro paintball player. I watched the Avalanche guy being the rock stars, and you know, I'm like, dude, those guys are cool as fuck. Like I want to be those guys.
Yeah.
And it's important. It's impactful. And in this world of like very fast-paced things happening, like sometimes those things get missed out, and you know, that's why you gotta tell the stories. But yeah, what's next? I don't know. I was thinking about it because I thought you're gonna ask me about that, and so we do have a project coming up. We're gonna do the duel, the grand finale. It's coming up in couple weekend after the event, and we're doing something. We're doing like a full production of capturing that.
Cool.
And what is this going to be? Where is it going to go? I don't know yet. There's some leads. There's some things. I believe in a dual format quite a bit, actually. That it could be a getaway to the wider audiences, because it's actually very easy to capture, and you never miss anything. You know, the paintball has always to be the problem that it's hard to follow what's going on. So the duel doesn't have it, and it doesn't have to be paintball. Like the duel is not supposed to be the kill paintball. That's dueling, you know. You do that, and then you play paintball in a 5-man paintball, 7-man paintball, or 10-man paintball, whatever you're playing. But yeah, so we're doing something cool with that. And then yeah, that's the next project. And then like, I don't know what I would like if somebody would come to me and like, are you gonna make another movie right now? Probably not. You know, it's like, or I would have to get paid good.
Hey, so you just got to the top of Everest. Are you gonna go head back up?
Yeah, exactly.
You gonna go summit it again?
I would be interested of doing something. It would probably be something that is actually complete opposite. It's directed at a wider audience. You know,
sure.
So it would be something that would tell the story. I'm low key. I'm working on a screen script, like screenplay. It's actually an actual movie of paintball. You know, so yeah. I've been working on it for like almost a year, but it's like slow process. We'll see where it goes. It could be really cool.
You got to get with Kyle. His chick that he has as his assistant is dope at writing. Super smart.
At GPT.
Yeah.
No, it's like, it's tough. Like, but I'm in a line like I'm writing all the lines what people say and stuff. Like, and I'm not a good writer, so it takes.
Yeah, I know. I read a lot of your text messages.
But it would be interesting to see like if that goes somewhere someday. That would be a dream come true, you know.
That'd be cool.
Like a feature movie of paintball, including paintball. So
yeah, I mean it has legs. You just need. I mean, all it takes is the right kind of person to really back it, you know. And it's there are people out there. I mean, I actually have an interesting story. I wish Alex was on here, because this anecdote back to like the music thing and how. One of the ways that you were able to score the Metallica song is actually in part because, so the story is Metallica's always been extremely protective of their IP. Like they're like Napster. They're like, no one can ever listen to our music unless we're making money every single time that thing plays, right? And then I think it was one of the, maybe it was in Stranger Things or something like that. The success of that one song in Stranger Things, where like some obscure 80s singer was making $1 million a day off of streams because they basically licensed their music, and because Metallica isn't really like a new age band, you know.
Yeah.
So they saw the success of that, and they're like, well, maybe we should be doing these smaller art house projects and getting our songs out there in front of younger crowds, running up that hill. Yeah. And so they, in turn, I guess Alex heard the story on like
podcast.
On the only thing he ever listens to is that guy, Howard Stern. So he heard it on Howard Stern, and he's like, wow, this is actually a thing. So that's when they went after it. And then obviously Alex, who's a bigwig, schmoozes with the high end bigwig people. But he went and like Lars was like randomly at some restaurant or like some school function, or he saw him. Yeah, like because he lives like down the street from him or something, or like somewhere in the same Marin County area. And he was like, "Hey, just wanted to let you know I'm making this paintball documentary, and like I want to thank you. Like I got one of your songs in it. Like this is really cool." And he's like, "No way, cool! Like what a cool story, you know." But like,
he was stoked about too that we picked that song because it's like a newer song from, and that was the reason too. Like what we wanted that song is because it's got the Metallica sound. It's the sixth song, first of all, and but it's not like the old school one, you know. But it like you can hear right away when it starts.
Yeah,
like, people don't necessarily know exactly what song it is.
Yeah, that was sweet, and I thought that was just a cool little anecdote about that whole thing. Hey, how much cheating did you get? You should like how much cheating did you get?
I have a lot. I have some really good ones in there. I send them some people when I have anything. I'm like, look at this thing. Look at yourself. What are you doing here? I appreciate that. But I actually didn't want to put too much. I didn't want to put cheating there, like specifically. I actually thought about making a cheating segment on it, but then I decided not to.
You just gotta like when it's cheating, you just gotta blur out the person's face. Like a little box.
I had it in the plan to make a cheating segment, like funny one, you know. But then I decided not to do it. So. But there's not a lot, but like there's some good ones, like in super impressive ones, you know.
Oh really?
yeah, like it's like holy shit, like I can't believe we just did that, and it's like extra slow mo in the 8K because we shot everything in 8K mostly, so it's like you can like see everything perfectly in there.
I wonder if there would be what would happen if there was a videographer that was just like I got blackmail now. I need $100 or this is going live.
People really care. It's part of the game, you know. So you do whatever you need to win. So, in my opinion. But yeah, it's hopefully we get a ton of views on that because that actually like it helps. It does help paintball quite a bit because then people could use that as a reference when they want to do something and say like, hey, let's get the stats on this one on YouTube and see how many views. It's actually I think it's pretty impressive right now. Like it's got like a little shy of 20,000 views and it's been out for a day something. If you think like you put 20,000 people in a stadium and then they watch an hour of paintball movie, that's pretty cool, you know. So
I mean, it's certainly impressive. I think it's important. I mean, everybody should go check it out. All that matters. It's when you type it in. What's nice is when you type it into YouTube, it's the first one that pops up. Second one is Justin Bieber, which has just a few more views on his video. I think it's 250 million views. But when you type in All That Matters and yours is the first one that comes up, well, it came up on mine at least.
Yeah, maybe because you like paintball.
Well, not on Kyle's. Kyle, I think, just listens to more Justin Bieber than I do.
You definitely listen to more Justin Bieber. Sloan controls your music.
And so yeah, I mean, dude, it's fantastic. I'm actually I sent it to John Makins actually, because I don't know. Did you see John Makins? This is another friend of ours. He did the video on.
I haven't seen this movie yet.
The guy from the Santa Cruz did the Santa Cruz hand with the eyes.
Yeah.
So I was talking to him about that and the other one where he was kind of just going on tour for his movie, which has got a ton of awards too. And I was like, dude, the music we got was insane. You should check it out. So I sent it over to him. He's like, dude, this is fucking dope.
Yeah. I haven't seen John in a year, so
yeah. And I think that's another one, right? This is like you said. This is a movie that you could send to people and be like, dude, check this movie out. This is not just for paintball people.
That was like I'm very passionate about this sport. It's been my life a long time. Like I want to make us look good, you know, and that's important.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
But yeah, and it's like in the perfect world, it would be sick to do something to follow this up and like have like things coming. But like I said, we have the Iron Kids movie coming up. It's super sick, you know. That's going to be a different kind of story, and I think that's going to be a story that anybody can relate to it without even playing paintball, you know. And it's going to probably have a lot of avenues to go out there outside of the paintball world. So that's excited to see that one. But yeah, that's the short term. And then with HORMESIS, got a lot of things going on. Like we have a spring drop coming out finally soon here.
Awesome.
and so that's gonna be kind of like a bigger. We're kind of changing stuff that we're gonna be doing the. We're still dropping stuff on a website weekly, and it's like very limited and smaller amounts. And then we're gonna do like a bigger drops that the stuff is gonna be a little bit longer in the stock and stuff. So that's coming out, and then
I think you're on. I mean, I love the limited side of things. I think that's such a cool. It's still a cool concept, right? Just and we're doing that with Dynasty too, with all the birthstone stuff that that JT comes out with the goggles. We limit. You know, we're like, here, there's 20 jackets, or there's 20 of these, and there's just like, you know, a couple things, because you definitely want to stock the site like you have, but you guys were created or started with like the limited edition, like the small runs of things, and like scarcity is still a big factor, and you know, Kyle does a really good job with it with his drops, and like everything he does super high quality, and Amico, you do the same thing, and it's just like, we've got 25 or 50 of these, and like this is the run, you know.
Yeah,
we'll have production runs and stuff, but like this is the high end stuff.
Oliver has really cool stuff coming out in Bali right now, and you can actually buy that. You can go to the I can't remember the website. I should, but it's like a HORMESIS Ubud store or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can buy it in the US and order the stuff, like even all the one-offs and everything else from the store. Like he'll ship it to US. So that stuff is available. But he's working on a bunch of cool stuff in there. I think he's in Mexico City right now though, but not working. Definitely not working.
Definitely not working.
So, but yeah, there's all kind of cool things happening in HORMESIS. We got a more paintball stuff actually coming out too soon here, and then we'll as like, depending on the support and stuff, then we do cool things and try to help the sport. You know, we got a lot of plans, and hopefully some of these things materialize and become reality. You know, so that's the fun part. You know, it's like, and then that's cool to be part of some company that actually really helps the sport and gives you like a creative freedom, you know. So
that's I mean, hats off to those guys. It's really cool. And just again, the support. Like, the other thing that I did want to mention, right, is generally when a company does a feature, they don't feature somebody who is sponsored by a competing product, right? So Mouse is not a HORMESIS guy. If you were like, say, like, who's a HORMESIS guy?
Yeah, there's not that many HORMESIS guys in this movie, and because we just wanted to get the guys we wanted to do. You know, like we had there's a lot of people that we wanted to include in a movie, and obviously there you just had to like kind of navigate through the stuff, and then that's why like I also wanted to do those parts that they kind of like just like the open and carnage part, which is like basically just like a smash of paintball, you know. So like. And stuff like that, but yeah, it would be incredible to go around. There's probably like 30 guys I would want to have in a movie, you know, in paintball, to tell their story and go more in depth, you know. But next time.
Okay, so last question for you. So you have to. How many segments were there? There were 5, 6 segments. Features. There was
more than that. It's the intro.
Well, not the intro. So I'm talking like the featured guys.
Like
so there's Archie.
There's
Mouse.
There's Tyler, Meter, Archie,
Meter.
The
old school,
old guys from Dynasty, and then Legends, the tradition part. Edwards Brothers, World
8,
Cup,
and Bart. So 9.
And yeah, next.
Let's just say 9 segments. Okay, so if you could get 9 or 10 guys, who would be your top 9 or 10 9 segments in the next one?
Oh, that's a hard question. I don't know.
Come on, give me top. Let me get 5. Okay? So who's your favorite guy? Everybody's voting for Harris Hussein.
Yeah, put Harrison in there. You know.
Oh no, not Harrison.
Oh, Hussein. Yeah. I saw the somebody sent me the.
No, so like let's give me 3. Give me 3.
I probably would have. I would love to put Marcelo in there.
Okay.
I know Marcelo forever. Oh man, hard question.
Come on.
Probably go with this, like some of the younger unknown characters. I don't exactly. I don't know. There's so many. I can't even. It's like you can do any of the top guys who have interesting personality and kind of story. And I think you could do pretty well. So I'm not gonna start naming right now. It took us forever to even figure these guys out. It's not that easy.
Okay. Put you on the spot on that one.
Yeah, I did. You should have asked me before. I could think about this, then I would give you a full list. You know.
Dude, I just kind of sometimes I'm taking notes. I don't write anything down. All I wrote on this thing was Earth Day, and it was 4/22, and then and I put your name in there, but I spelled it wrong twice.
Yeah.
And then and then I just kind of start writing stuff as it goes, and I'm like, okay, favorite segment. There were a couple questions that came in here. Yeah, Connor Kelly would be a good one. Ronnie maybe. The Fit family, Marcelo, you know,
Spicka,
give Greenspan another one because why not?
Yeah, everybody knows everything about you. You can't.
The Oliver segment.
That's like we gotta go like high ratings on that one, you know.
Then there has to be like the old school one again, which could be like a LaSoya segment, or like an old Avalanche kind of segment. That'd be a good one. Some of the kids for the USA, like the USA, like just follow the USA program.
That would be sick.
That'd be a good one. Like, so you get like all the kids, you go to a practice there, you go to Europe with them.
I think like I hope if somebody else makes a movie now and got inspired and wants to do this whole thing, like break the format. Don't do it the same way. Like go like with something different. Like maybe that could be cool one. Just follow the under the USA juniors and follow their journey. Go to the World Cup, whatever the Nations Cup is, you know.
Yeah, but I know that was kind of like that was maybe a possibility of going out there for that one, but yeah. So anybody who's listening to this has got like a Mikko can do it for under $1 million is what he said, but so whoever's got like a spare $1 lying around.
No, we did it much less than that, but like I'm just saying that would be like kind of
I
start doing stuff, you know. So
you got a big one,
dude. No, it's there was one trapped in there.
I think the Art of Flight budget I heard was $5 million.
I mean, they flew in a lot of helicopters though.
A lot of helicopters.
We flew in 0 helicopters.
A lot of drones.
Yeah.
A lot of drones.
So first of all, I do want to point that out. Can you send me some drone footage of me playing at least so I get to throw out some reels? Because that drone footage was, I mean, I imagine it was so sick.
Yeah, no, it is and it's not. Like I thought it's gonna be actually way sicker than it was.
Really?
Yeah, like, and I didn't want to go like at all overboard it, so I used very selective clips out of there. I think it could be. I think it needs a little bit of development, you know.
Okay. They had these drone guys. They were full goggles on, flying around the bunkers as we're playing. Like you're snap shooting out, and a drone is flying straight at your face. Isn't that what Alex shot in that one? Was a drone or no?
Yeah, it was a drone. Yeah.
They came and did that when we were at X Factor.
It was so sick.
Yeah.
I was so tired.
James was there. James is awesome. He's actually the IT guy for Dr. Bronner's.
I know. That's so funny. Mark was telling me that. Small world.
It's a small world. Well, Mark is the one who got me the contact. He was like, "Oh, hit up James."
Yeah, these guys, they're so pumped.
But
thanks, Mikko.
Yeah, we did. The other drone stuff is cool too. Like actually, like what I figured out that what looks good is the shooting with the drone with the bigger zoom lens.
Oh yeah, when you had that thing was sick. The one we had.
That makes the cinematic stuff. You know, that's like what I use for the Tyler's intro when he climbs the mountain. You know, so. Those were cool shots too. Him up on that. And that was a funny story. So I went down to Sedona. If you want to hear the story.
Yeah, of course.
And, we got absolutely smashed the night before. So then, we're driving on the, Tyler is sweating, just dying, dripping sweat, and I'm like, dude, you gotta stare at the sun. I'm shooting you. It's like, I can't, bro, I can't. And then on the way back, I end up driving over this mountain pass when I drove from Montana down there, and these massive boulders fell on the road, and I ended up crashing my car, and that was it cost me
God.
Yeah, so it cost me a car. That's true.
Throw it on the budget.
Holy shit.
Dude. Alex, that was the one little thing in there I didn't mention.
Yeah, I mean, I think the funniest part about it is I think Tyler was like, yeah, we were supposed to do this, and I didn't know it was hiking up a mountain. He was wearing Chuck Taylors or something like that.
No, I think it was perfect because what I kind of wanted to do with that intro is I known Tyler, all of us have known him since he was a little kid, you know, and it's not easy to grow. Like any sport, you grow in a sport and kind of stay at the top and, become a completely different person that you actually were. Yeah. And in a metaphorically, I think that's kind of what I wanted to show is that he's climbing on top of that mountain and becoming who he is, you know?
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Sick.
All right.
Awesome, dude. Well, thank you, man. Meter. Sorry, Meter. Thanks, Miko. See, I even said your name wrong. Someone commented in Meter's name in here. But thanks, dude. I appreciate the movie and all the time and effort that you put into it, and obviously into paintball, and everything you're doing with HORMESIS is great because you're kind of helping keep everything together there and making sure that there's some rad new products coming out. You and Alex and Oliver. So, I think everybody's stoked, man. So hopefully we can keep doing it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. And then
yeah. So I shared the link in there. All that matters on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe to HORMESIS Productions on YouTube. Also, gonna boost the algorithm there. Kyle, you want to throw the link into the chat for the whole show there. So we'll get the link put in there, and then obviously support HORMESIS and support the brands and paintball and all the sponsors and everybody who support your guys' favorite projects. I think that's a really important one we've talked about a lot. Is these projects, this show, Play the Game podcast and Ronnie's D's on Docs and pretty much Paintball Ruined My Life, HORMESIS Productions, all these projects that you guys really like. Make sure you guys are supporting the brands that are supporting them.
Yeah, support the brands for giving back to paintball because there's a lot of them, but that's it.
Yeah. So all that's really important, and we thank everybody for their support. Great work, virtual standing ovation from Mr. G and this crew. Awesome. Well, thanks, Miko.
Thank you.
Later, Miko.
Later, Miko.
Later.
Good work.
How do I get out of this?
I got you, dude.
How do I leave?
How do I get out of this thing?
How do I film this awesome movie? What is that?
That is, it looks like an aphid.
How do you know what that is? An aphid?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. You don't know what an aphid is? Sheesh.
Aphid.
Is it? I mean, it could not. It could be something else. APH. I think APHID. ID. Yeah, bug. Right there. Aphids. Green flies. Bud. Aphid, bud. Yeah, here you go.
Oh, yeah, good.
Right on the money. Yeah. So here's the thing.
I haven't seen those before.
You've definitely seen these things. So now you're
Maybe
never
that's
gonna
like a
never
baby
gonna forget it.
Yeah, I won't.
No, this is how big they are. This is their normal size. Look at this. Is all zoomed in.
What the heck?
Enhanced. Look. See?
What do these things do?
They just sit on leaves and they're nothing. They just eat leaves and stuff. What is he doing in here? The door's open, so he's just kind of cruising in here. Just hanging out. So everybody, thank you guys all for the support. We're not gonna go right now. But this conversation we just had with Miko is another just really important one for everybody to soak in, because the amount of investment that these companies put into paintball, it's really important that we support the companies that are really supporting, again, these types of projects, whether it's Pate Smith Law, Gen X Global, BFP Gear, NECTR, you name it, HORMESIS, Tigerware, JT with supporting the local leagues, or core rather, GI, and anybody who's supporting your favorite viewing experience or your favorite team, right? Empire with JT. I don't care. I honestly don't care which company it is. If you have an allegiance or you like a specific product or organization or piece of content, then support those companies that help them out. Speaking of which, the NECTR guys, NECTR boys, the NECTR twins, they just shared this with us. Speaking of supporting, they actually sponsor a motocross rider, Supercross, Jerry Robin, who was just injured, broke his back, T5, T6 spine along with some ribs, currently paralyzed from the belly button down. Ugh. So we're just sharing this right here to the road to the recovery for Jerry Robin.
Some cross extreme sports.
Yeah, cross sport extreme help. These guys are helping out. If you guys donate, they are going to they're going to kick down for every donation. They're going to kick down some NECTR products for you. Let me read it so I can get it clear here. But they are they're going to help. So basically, any donations that are made, even good vibes sent, we're going to receive some free NECTR on us. Just send a proof, and they'll ship it to you. Ship you some pucks. So if you guys screenshot it, if you guys donate, if you guys share it on social media, screenshot and just send it to the NECTR Instagram. Should be following NECTR Energy on Instagram anyhow. And just help them out. Anything you can do, guys. Anything we can do. We're all down for helping out people. So NECTR guys support us, like we said, and we appreciate that. We've been pumping pucks in everybody's.
A bunch just went out.
Yeah, actually, there's one in every single one of these bags. So we really appreciate their support with us, with paintball. And I know that, all the guys, thank you, Garrett, also for coming out this weekend and chucking some pucks to the Dynasty guys. I got some for Ben Challenger also this weekend up at SC Village. Dynasty's going to be practicing against AC Diesel and the Violence or Collision.
Yeah, we'll be out there a lot of days. So
I'll be out there from Thursday on. Also, speaking of supporting brands, do I have any more of this? The Hume. The guys at Hume, if you live in the Texas area, the South, the East, Florida, the kind of like up to the Carolinas, that little like kind of coastal regions. Hume just launched in CVS. I'm partnering with them. I'm a partner of Hume right here. This stuff's really cool. This is an all-body deodorant. You can put this on your knees. I think I've been over this. I'm going to try not to biff this one up. Good for putting on your feet, your knees, or anywhere else that's kind of stinky that's not just your armpits. This stuff's pretty cool. If you buy this at CVS, if you find this at a local CVS, there is a store locator. And this is kind of like from Texas east through Florida and the Carolinas. Chris Shear just bought a couple. If you buy 2 packs, send in the a screenshot of the receipt. You can either send it to me or I'll give you. You can actually send it to their Instagram.
I really like that.
The green one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the green one's so nice.
Put some on right now.
Yeah.
This one smells like...
It's coconut. It smells like vacation.
Like like sunblock, like beach.
Yeah, that's Coconut Coast right there. And so this stuff's really good, man. I put it up. I put this, admittedly, on my feet. If you're going for like an airport travel day,
yeah,
you throw this on your feet. When you get to your hotel at the end of the day, it's not a disaster.
I like putting on like.
Yeah, there you go.
So that I can smell it.
You can smell it. Yeah, you can put it anywhere.
I like that. It's like kind of like.
It's a balm.
Balm. It's like
a
lot of lotion.
It's a lotion. It's kind of like a lotion balm.
Which I don't like to use lotion because I don't like that like oily feeling.
But this is a dry.
Like, yeah.
So it's like a dry balm.
Adult Play-Doh.
It's like adult Play-Doh.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. And if you got that friend with them stinky knees, I'll put the store locator in there. But yeah, if you find this at a CVS, go ahead and pick up 2 pieces, and you can either screenshot the receipt and the 2 items and send it to me, and I'll get them to contact you and Venmo you BOGO. So you get basically the full money back for one of them. Actually, maybe even both of them. So I'll get you a contact for that. So if you guys see it out there, I will put the store locator here as well. It's again, I'm a partner with these guys, and it's something pretty could be pretty cool for paintball. They sponsor actually they partner with like a bunch of really big time athletes. That's that Zeb Powell guy, that snowboarder, super sick. Insane. A couple surfers, the DJ Fisher is part of their network.
Yeah.
They got a it's called Hume, Hume, Hume. And I'm trying to put the link here. For some reason it's not. But there it is. Store locator right here. So if you live in the kind of Texas East region, check that store locator out. Grab a couple of them, screenshot it, send it to me, and I'll get them to with your Venmo, and I'll get them to kick you down a little BOGO on a Venmo. So that's not a bad gig right there. I recommend the dry body balm, but they have deodorants and stuff like that. It's all natural also. It has none of the bad stuff in it. It's microbiome approved, aluminum free, cruelty free, and it's local here. Yep, it's in North Carolina. I know it because Chris Shear just screenshotted his receipt and sent me the picture.
Yeah.
So he's the first one in on it, and he said it smells hella good. Yeah, Zeb Powell. Yeah, Zeb Powell's sick. He's the one who does the knuckle flips, what are they called? Knuckle hucks. Those are sick. So all right, cool. So we got the NECTR. Hume is out. The Red Bull game is sick.
Oh, you got to show that.
Oh, that's right. I got it
artwork.
Right here. So we're gonna be kicking off the Legal Beagle. Oops, wrong one. That's my feet. The Legal Beagle betting will be commencing here. This will be our new official logo. Good job, Kyle. I mean, good job, Kyle. I mean, that's as good as it gets right there.
Yeah, I made that all from scratch. On Microsoft
He did it.
Paint.
He did this all on Microsoft Paint. The power of the new computer.
It had some other, but
they're all really good. This is as good as it gets right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greenspan feet pick page. That's actually for another company called Shuli that does, I think it's $20 off. You get custom insoles. Marcelo made fun of me. He's like, you know you're old when you are excited about new insoles. As a matter of fact, I just I went in for that shoulder injury, and he's like, anything else while we're here? I'm like, my ankle's kind of messed up. And he looked at the bottom of my feet or my shoes. He looks at the bottom of the shoes and goes, you need to get yourself some insoles. I'm like, dude, I literally just got some insoles. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know, like, you knew this? So this company's cool too. They do the 3D scan of your feet. That's my foot right there. And that's me on my iPhone scanning my feet. I don't really have... That's not a zombie foot.
Looks like, yeah.
There's a hole in the thing.
Behind the scenes of Last of Us.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't started that yet, have you?
I watched the first one. Oh. I don't like how much that girl's... I heard number 2 is like one of the coolest.
Yeah, they could end the season.
Holy shit.
It's insane.
Okay, I'm excited about it.
I did not expect that. It's like you get the whole season in one episode. Pretty crazy. I don't know how they're gonna top that.
Holy shit. I'll send that. I'm just gonna throw them all in here. I'll just throw all the links in here, guys. All the links, all iCloud links here.
It's funny, Damien. I sent that to our small circle of the legal bugle betting. He's like, "Where's my team?" I'm like, "Can you see that there's only 5 teams out of the 20 that are listed on there?"
I mean, his team is the underdog team, the dark horse team. They lost every match by 1 point in overtime, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's doing good. Yeah, and Hume is also available nationwide. It's in Sprouts nationwide. I think it's in Whole Foods. It's in a lot of places. You can get it on their website. I think you can get it on Amazon. But the CVS launch is really what we're trying to crush right now. It's in 800 stores in CVS in 800 stores nationwide, on the southeast kind of region. So that's something we're doing. I don't know if it's in Walgreens. I'm not sure, but you can check that link that I shared above. Not the Shuli one. The Shuli I'm into though right now. You can check this this little humesupernatural.com, and you can check their store locator. Type in your zip code if you are on that little belt down there from Texas to Florida and up to North Carolina. Might have a CVS carrying it near you, and just screenshot it, send it to me, or I'll give you an email. You send it to them, and they'll Venmo you a BOGO. So let's give some stuff away. I got the wheel. We got the wheel. We're ready to rip. Let's rip this wheel. Thank you, Sharisa, for joining back up. I'm gonna put your name right here on the wheel. Sharisa. So we're gonna give away some Gen X global items. We got a pod bag. We got a couple pod caddies, some barrel plugs, barrel bags, barrel condoms, whatever you want to call them. Let's give away 2 of these Tigerwear beanies. So we're going to load some of you guys up. I've got a HORMESIS headband to throw in as well. So we've got some prizes. We're going with some prizes. You notice that every time you bring your... I feel like I need to keep the legal beagle betting thing. Let's just keep that up because it's so good. Let's just get it up here in the corner.
Yeah.
There we go. Just put you right there. I'm covering up an Easter egg right here. If I know that I mentioned that a second ago. Of an item that's right there. That's coming out soon. I'm really excited about this sort of stuff here.
I think your bracket or our bracket.
Yeah, might
be the bracket of death.
We got a hard. Who's in your bracket again?
We have Fit, X Factor, Infamous, and Damien.
Oh, that's the bracket of death right there. What's my bracket?
Heat, Aftershock, Arsenal, and NYX.
Ooh, bracket of death for sure right there. Yeah, those are tough. Those are both tough. Okay, prizes going to Edric Alvarez.
Depending what
we haven't done in a while. What air horn going?
What type of Hurricanes or Tauntauns team we see? Bracket C is also hard. Impact, damage, Hurricanes.
Oof.
Tauntauns, leather.
Oof. Damn, these brackets. I feel like and I say this every time. It seems like it's every time is more. It's getting harder and harder.
Russians, Uprising, Ironman, Sea Dogs, Aftermath.
That one seems like a pretty fun division to be in. If you're
Red Legion.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Heat did really well. I mentioned it in the I did a little interview coming out I think next week for Money Mike for Go Sports, and I was talking about I was really impressed with Houston Heat and how they did, and like because a lot of people I think counted them out on this one, and they did really well, very well. Eric Fetty. All right, I think I've got every single one of their addresses. I think I've already. Oops, what did I just put there? Let me switch this out. I'm going to put the mega support status names up here. So if you're a super mega support status member, I want to thank you very much for your support. Where's that thing go? Oops. And so next week we're going to have a full breakdown of the layout. We'll talk about how our practice went because we are practicing each other. So this will be a lot of fun. If you guys are in the SC Village area and you want to come out and watch some high-level paintball, that's where we're going to be hanging out for the whole weekend. Mike's been doing a really good job at SC Village. The fields look really nice. So we're excited about that. The team is flying in on Wednesday night, so we're going to be there, first thing Thursday. Usually we kind of meander in, but we'll be in around 10 o'clock starting to play, shooting some content, playing some paintball, having some fun, and just hanging out. We have... there's also, I was going to pitch it to the guys. Someone reached out and said there's a rodeo in town, the Norco Rodeo.
Oh.
Maybe we'll go to the rodeo. I don't know if you guys have been to the rodeo, but that could be like a fun thing to do because, I don't know what else you do up there. Maybe we get an appearance by Giovanni. I don't the feeling. Him? Peter Che. Make sure you guys are all liking, subscribing, and thanks for everybody for hanging out. Yeah. What a show. This is fun. Thank you, Miko, for coming on. Thank you, Hormesis. Thanks, everybody else. And we're
missed Alex, huh?
We missed Alex. We invited him, but he said, I would rather...
I said...
do anything.
It's going to be reflected in his next paycheck.
Yeah, paycheck. We're definitely going to have to...
cut back.
We're going to definitely have to cut him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this. Can't make it.
Dock
Rather
him
be
on that.
anywhere else. Doc, can you note there that...
we need to dock him?
We need to dock him. Dock him. And big thank you to Doc also. You're crushing it. Getting the content up. Jonas. All right. Jonas, we can now officially ship your last 2 gifts, seeing as you live in Norway and it's $50 to send a... And you don't... Norway doesn't allow us to send the pucks. Can you believe that? They're like, no pucks allowed unless they have nicotine in them. I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So, these are non-nicotine also. Just I know a lot of people were didn't know about this. These are nootropic energy pouches. So, again, big thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you, Gen X Global. Thank you, Junior and Gina over at BFPGear.com. And thank you guys all for watching. Thanks, Pate Smith Locke. Congratulations on making it into your 40s. It is all smooth sailing from here. I'll show you this meme that I sent him. It was great. And thank you guys all very much. See you guys next week. Next week's going to be a huge show. Also,
layout.
If you guys need any coaching on this layout, hit Kyle and I up. I've got one more space available now on Friday night. Thursday is booked. Maybe we can get you in on Saturday. But hit us up. We'll get you guys lined up with codes, calls, game plans, bounce shots. You name it.
I'm also going to be... I think I'm going to go to the US XBL.
Oh.
Set up a Tigerware booth. And so I'm not doing any coaching. I don't have any scheduled yet. So...
He's a good coach. He's a pretty good coach. I will say that. I will give Kyle.
If you're in the Texas area, or
if you're in the Texas area and you're trying to win,
XBL.
Hit him up. All right, guys. We'll catch you. Did we forget anything? Probably. Yeah, we'll figure it out next week.
Later.
Whoops. Wrong button. Good show. Good show. Great show.
Spicka Span Show!
I went out there. Rose just barking at the garage. Like,
yeah, I know.
Open the door.
Yeah, she thought she didn't. She can't see her here anymore.